The 21-year-old man who developed complications after undergoing surgery at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital early this year has been given a lifeline. Doctors at the facility have taken him through another surgery to correct that anomaly. My colleague Kujo Youngson has been interacting with him.
The first time he was stitched, apparently the wound opened up again.
Gaped, yes.
Yeah. So what did you do this time around?
Well, the first one, the technical difficulty was that he had infected material in his abdomen. So that's technically more difficult than my state where everything had been cleared by the first surgeon. So mine was easier because his abdomen was virtually clean. But in the first instance, because he had pus, then even when you close it, the pus, in as much as you've suctioned everything, will try and find its way out. And that's usually what leads to the infected wound and causes it to gape. Yes. But I didn't encounter that in the second instance. Everything else was clean. So all I needed to do was to breach the ends of the fascia and augment it with a mesh, and then try and refashion out his umbilicus and then excise the scar.
How long was he in surgery for?
I think it was an hour and 5 minutes, I think, yes.
Relatively not a very long.
It's relatively not a very long surgery.
So it's very good to see you, Harrison.
Yes, sir.
I can see that you're looking very different.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, your stomach is flat now.
Yes, please.
Good, good. Now, you were brought in a few days ago, about a week ago.
Yeah.
To correct it.
Yes, please.
Tell me, how has it been since you came back?
Oh, as I came actually after the surgery, the way the nurses and the doctors were taking care of me, I actually appreciate. And I think it is now relating to a better condition for me. So I actually appreciate their work done.
Now, I remember when you first came to us with this story, you didn't really understand anything that had been done to you.
Yeah.
Do you now understand?
Yes, please.
Okay, what have they explained to you?
Actually, I was explaining how the first one have been and actually related to the second surgery to be done. So the doctor gave me an explanation of it, and I think I'm now clear with it. And also explain how he's going to do the second one for me. And then I think I concurred with him, and everything was done successfully. Yeah.
So how are things here on the ward? Are you being fed and looked after?
Oh, yes, please.
Are you enjoying the hospital food?
Oh, as well.
Harrison came back from surgery from the 25th. And then thereafter we've been managing. He was put on some antibiotics and some fluids. And then we made sure he had the fluids adequately. He had the antibiotics just like he has been indicated. And then this time around, the very first time, the doctor himself had to open the dressing. And then the subsequent dressings was done together with their house officers. So currently, right after the surgery, I think a day or two, he moved out of bed. He's been cooperative too, so I don't think we have actually encountered any issues with him right after surgery. He came back here with an incisional hernia, so then he had to do the repair with mesh. So with hernias, usually you don't have to go lifting heavy weights because the abdominal walls are already weakened. So we encourage him not to strain himself during defecation. And then when he's even coughing, he's supposed to strap his hands around so he doesn't exert pressure in the abdomen. So these are one of the techniques when just to maintain. When you are coughing, it adds a lot of pressure in the abdomen. So you need to strap your hands around your wound so you don't mount pressure. So in so doing, the wound will not end up opening up because of abdominal pressure. And then he's not supposed to strain. So he needs to take in a lot of fluids. He needs to take in a lot of high fiber diets. And then he needs to take in a lot of vegetables too. And then when he moves around, it would help. So with all these things in place, then he's going to have, his stool will be quite soft enough, then he will not strain when stooling. So that is it. And then when he drinks adequate water too, it would encourage his stool to pass easily. So this is one of the ways to help stop the wound from gaping. Okay.
Is he able to eat solid food? Or
currently he's on any food that he can tolerate. So yes, he's on the solid food. So that which he can tolerate, he would have them in. So he's eating, he's drinking, he's moving out. And I don't think he's straining at stooling. So once there's no pressure with coughing, straining at stooling, then it is enough. And then he's with all his antibiotics. So I believe with all these things in place, he's going to do much better than the previous time.